Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is your personal reading. Thank you so much for hitting me up for this reading. I'm excited to see what is coming through for you. We've already got some cards that are coming out. So your question is, what does Spirit think of the path that you are like really sat on continuing to take? And also, how does Spirit view you? And I feel like these are just some beautiful questions. And I'm excited to be here to give you this feedback. So let's go ahead and see what's coming through. First of all, this is talking about a new path, a spiritual path, a path that you're very dedicated to and committed to. And that's the first thing that came out. So this is the card that's talking about paths. And this is a symbol of manifestation, having like bright hopes. I also see like this message of it's been like a long journey, perhaps even a difficult journey, because this winter is a sign of like difficulty. But ultimately I see happiness, like I see joy. I see like you being united with people in the future, because this is a card of like celebration and gatherings and like soul family and connection. So I do see you being connected in the future with others. And this is another card that's very similar to this one, like which hints at a difficult time. This is the leaving difficult times behind card. So it might have been in the recent past that you were going through a dark night of the soul, or a time of depression, or a time where you weren't really moving forward quickly, and it was a time of introspection, a time of solitude. And I feel like you've moved through that and now you're ready to take action and move on. And so this swan is saying that you have the ability to gracefully transition into this period of taking action. And I see this rabbit is a sign of taking action because it means to face your fears. And it's a symbol of luck and also a symbol of abundance. And so I see this connection that you have with this side of yourself that really wants to move forward now. This is a message that you've done a lot of healing work. You know, you've been through a lot, you've grown from it, and it's almost like you're ready to shut the book on like this one chapter of your life and kind of open up to like more possibilities. So I see this as a transition, and I am seeing like change is coming. This is the Wheel of Change, and this is the Divine Intervention card. So getting these two cards together is making me think that there's some kind of like divine intervention coming to help you with this transition. And divine intervention often comes in the form of other people. Let's talk about how I moved to LA. Okay, so I lived in this small town, and then I moved to LA, and I was being guided to move there because I'm a fashion stylist, and at the time I was starting my business, and I really wanted to take it to the next level and just go for it. And so, you know, I took that leap of faith, and I took the risk. But ultimately, divine intervention came in the form of other people. I ended up having these people who saw my work on the internet DM me and hit me up and say, hey, I'd love to collaborate with you. I'd love to connect with you. And ultimately that led to opportunities, it led to jobs, and I see it as divine intervention. Like, I just feel like it was orchestrated beautifully. Some of these people I met, it was just like a happy accident. I happened to be on set where this guy walked in, and that guy ended up, you know, being this photographer. We ended up clicking, and we ended up, you know, it's like crazy kind of stuff that happened to me. And it happens around other people. There's a magic that happens around connection, and that happens around other people. And so I see this need for you to be open to that. And yeah, I mean, wow, there's so much going on here. It's a very exciting time in your life. So how about we pull some cards from the angel deck to see what Spirit has to say about, whoa, okay. Patience. Okay, so patience, like, because you're like a rocket. You just want to blast off. But I feel like you're still getting your jet fuel and all that and getting tuned up. So I feel like this message of you getting tuned up and needing to decide like where you're going, because, you know, you got to set a destination. So I feel like that's where your imagination comes in, to imagine like a new reality for yourself. Everything starts in your dreams. I went from a small town girl to being a fashion stylist in the city. And that was my dream. And it doesn't matter where you come from or who you are, what the situation is, what your past is. You can always dream a new dream. And I feel like that's what they're telling you to do right now, is to dream a new dream. And There is an air of change around you and your situation. They're wanting you to have peace, because I feel like there's a lot of anxiety because you really want to just get off, you know, you just want to get off the ground. You want to go, you want to move forward. But you have to remember that Rome wasn't built in a day. And I remind myself that all the time. I don't know why, but that is such a classic quote. And it's one that really comforts me. And I'm just going to remind you of that one. Rome wasn't built in a day. So, change is coming. You know, Spirit says change is coming. And the angels are here to guide you. And you've done so much to release everything that's been holding you back, but there's a little bit of fear left, I do feel. And so they're wanting you to release your fear, of course, and embrace like love, embrace the opportunities that you have and that are around you and that you have the ability to create. And I do feel like you have some kind of extraordinary opportunity that you're overlooking. Like your situation is really an incredible opportunity. Like I realized, you know, I was a small town girl, but I was like, wow, I'm only an hour from the city. Like I can probably, like, it's, you know, how fortunate am I that I don't have to be moving to the city from so far. And even if you're super far, like it could be worse. You know what I'm saying? There's certain advantages and that you have that other people don't. And that goes for everybody. No matter how crappy your situation is, there's still advantages. And so you got to look for that silver lining. Let that keep you going, because you do have like an extraordinary purpose. There's a reason that you're here, that you're human, that you're in this body, and embrace that. This is an opportunity to be here. And have compassion for yourself. You know, we're here on this journey. It seems like we're all learning because we're all going through these similar lessons in our relationships and in our lives. And no one's perfect and no one's immune to suffering. So, you know, don't let that excuse you or anyone for anything they've done. Everyone's got to take responsibility, but at the same time, you need to have compassion with yourself and others. We're all human, you know, at the end of the day. And step into wholeness too. Let that allow you to step into wholeness and to realize that there's an opportunity here for you. So surrender. Surrender is what they're saying. So now we're going to go ahead and take this to my angel deck. I want to ask a little bit more about the path that you're on. If there's any advice to you about it. Okay. Okay, I see what you're going through. I was literally just going through this. Sometimes on your path, you're being called into a time of introspection and you're being called into a time of solitude. Nothing is moving forward, and it's just like a divine timing thing. And there's a lot of healing work that needs to be done. There's a lot of meditation that needs to be done, I see. There's a lot of just whatever that means to you. Healing, meditation, I definitely see you doing rituals and like just cleansing yourself and like maybe even working with another spiritual teacher or a guide or someone to do Reiki. I see you doing energy healing. And you're frustrated because you want to move forward from this. You feel like you've been working on this for so long and you want to take action. You want to face your fears like those first cards said. And, you know, you really want to stand up for what you believe is right. You're a light worker and you're ready to get out there to shine your light, to live your purpose. You have these big dreams you're trying to manifest. But right now, it's like you're still in this healing mode. They're saying you need to have endurance because the storm isn't quite over. Not like anything crazy is going to happen. It's just there's this energy here that's settling. And it's like, remember, we were talking about you're getting tuned up. Remember, it's like the rocket that's getting ready to launch, but it's like it needs to get tuned up and like checked and like make sure it's all ready to go, and then it's 3, 2, 1 blast off, you know. But there's stuff that happens before that and I feel like that's where you're at. So I don't know if you're an Aquarius or if you're an air sign or something like that, because we did get the air card for you, and it can be very difficult to be patient and to wait through this period, especially if you're a very social person and you want that connection and you want to move forward and you're very like ambitious, but like sometimes on your path you're just being called to rest. Sometimes there's these periods of inactivity. Sometimes it's time for winter, you know, where then sometimes it's summer and things are dry and barren, and then you know, it's fall and the rain comes again. You just gotta realize where you're at in this cycle is what they're saying. Like, pay attention, like go out in nature and start paying attention to where you're at. You know, look at the life cycle of the butterfly, or look at the life cycle of a frog and see that process and see like, where are you at in the process? You know, are you in the cocoon? I'd have to say yes. You're in the cocoon. You're not quite yet ready to bust out and become that butterfly, but soon you will be. So let's see how Spirit views you. How does Spirit view you? Oh, wow. This is really some beautiful messages right here. So this is saying Spirit really views you as a hard worker. Like you're dedicated. And that's a word that keeps coming out, dedicated. Like of course you're very dedicated to your path. And so I'm also seeing like Spirit sees you working better to balance your finances. Spirit does see you as like adaptable, like you're ready to learn new skills. And Spirit sees you as like getting energy and getting ready to like, you want your goals, you want to meet your goals. And you've been through a learning stage, but it's like it passed quickly and you're ready to master. You're ready to become a master is what they're saying. So you're ready to become a master. The Eight of Pentacles, Spirit sees you. It's very interesting that we're getting Pentacles. This has a lot to do with money in a positive way. So maybe that was something that you had in question. Eight of Pentacles is enjoying your work, wanting a career that has benefits, and wanting your expertise to be rewarded. Ready for a promotion. You know, Spirit sees you taking your skills and taking your talent and applying it toward commercial gain. And, you know, like Spirit sees you as someone who like honors your individuality, and Spirit sees you as someone who's like developing your hobbies and your skills. So I feel like this is a sign about like where you're at right now, where you're headed, and it's kind of a message as you're on the right path, and it's very favorably. I definitely see you have favor of the Spirit, so that's beautiful. So let's see if there's any other messages that are going to come out for you from Spirit as a bonus on this message. There's a challenge with facing your fears. So we got this card before. You know, there's a challenge. And your focus needs to be on how can you face your fears? How can you move forward? How can you put yourself out there? How can you make connections? How can you start taking action to manifest? How can you get ready to launch and take off? You know, because that's what you're getting tuned up for. That's what you're getting ready for. There are delays I see on you being able to finish your project and this path that you're on. There's a little bit of confusion about like, if you like, but they're telling you don't forget that you're protected, that you're safe, and that there are unseen forces at work for you here in this situation. You know, if Stonehenge was manifested, you can manifest whatever it is that you want. And stay tuned, because I'm doing this program Manifest with me in March. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Literally, it's just free. I'm giving out my manifestation tips because I just want to see, like, is this going to help you guys? Because I worked for a year or two, actually, yeah, pretty much 2 years. Wow, yeah, 2 whole years on learning manifestation tips. I got really into it. I applied some of them and they worked. And I was able to like anchor down things that I wanted into the 3D. So I feel like a lot of this has to do with you manifesting something like into your life. This new path, remember the new path? So, you know, you're hesitant because you're just leaving this difficult time behind. You're learning how to get grounded. And, you know, I do see career opportunities coming for you and money coming for you. It's your destiny, something to do with your creativity. You're mourning and these wounds that you went through, they opened your heart in a way and like have led you to this path. And so they're like, go with the flow, continue your healing. Like, it's all part of the picture, if that makes sense. And the main advice that I'm seeing coming up for you right now out of all of this is playfulness. Get out into nature, enjoy the sunshine. Remember, inside each one of us is an inner child that needs laughter and sunshine and play. So get out into nature and get grounded and have fun and smile and embrace the energy of the otter. They're so silly. If you don't know what the otters are like, go ahead and YouTube funny otters and just laugh. You can start by letting your inner child out to laugh at some silly YouTube videos, and it's a good way to start. You know, I do it before I fall asleep a lot, actually. I'll go watch funny animal videos because I always dream about animals anyways, even if I don't watch the videos. So I feel like I'm starting to get connected with my spirit animals before I go to bed. But it's also like chilling me out and helping me relax and just laugh and go to bed in a happy mood so I wake up in a good mood. So I feel like that's going to help you, watching like funny YouTube like animal videos before you go to bed. Unless you don't like to, you're one of those people who's really good about not being on technology before you go to sleep, then by all means read a book and do that whole be awesome at life thing. But if you like to go on your phone or whatever before bed, or your computer or your TV, do something fun that's uplifting, and that'll make sure that you go to bed in a good mood. It'll make sure you wake up in a good mood, and it'll help you through this. So I really feel for you in your situation. I gave you like a super long reading. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's been a while. So I just want you to know that I appreciate you and your support. I'm feeling for you here. You're just going through a spiritual awakening. A lot of us are, and it's a process. And I feel like another message, like this go with the flow thing, is so huge for you. Like, take things at your own pace right now. I feel like there's a big transformation coming. So I hope that this reading resonated with you. I'm sending you so much love and light. Peace out.